Agriculture remains one of Cameroon's most vital sectors, employing about 50% of the economically active population. But the sector is handicapped by low competitiveness, insufficient infrastructure, limited value chain development, amongst others. Faced with this economic development challenge, coupled with the need to ensure the performance of the partnership in the agricultural sector, the government of Cameroon, with its technical and financial partner IFAD, held a wide range of consultation leading to the birth of a new COSO program for the period of 2019 to 2024, with the overall goal to sustainably increase the income and food security of the rural poor, while creating jobs, thereby contributing to the achievement of SDG 1 and 2 about zero poverty and zero hunger, amongst others. At the annual portfolio review in Douala, these projects came under review.
As you well know, we are here for a review of projects portfolio with the IFAD Corporation. The IFAD is a very strategic, important partner to Cameroon in terms of cooperation. We have quite a number of projects with IFAD already in terms of promotion of agriculture and promotion of youth entrepreneurship, and spanning through across the nation, from the north to the south especially. We have the northern regions concerned. We locally have the west concerned, we have the northwest concerned. These are areas that we feel as the Cameroonian side that we have a heavy production base, and a lot has to be done in order to improve on agriculture, improve on the capacity of the youth, improve on their well-being, as well as get them employed in order to improve on their well-being, as I earlier said. So the projects in the portfolio are quite several of them. We have about 6 of them, as I said earlier. We have PEA, we have PEA Jeune, we have PEA, and the ones including COVID.
Be it the Youth Agropastoral Entrepreneurship Program PEA Jeune or the Commodity Value Chain Support Project to PATFA 2, the support has been enormous.
IFAD has contributed enormously in the Cameroon's development. We have the project PATFA, which has realized or witnessed an extraordinary financing from IFAD, more than 40 years of a reimbursement plan, more than 10 years of a moratorium, and talking about more than 38 billion CFA francs for a project. We think that that's a considerable contribution. The portfolio for IFAD in terms of project financing in Cameroon goes up to hundreds of billions of CFA francs, and we think that that's quite a lot of contribution from IFAD.
Cameroon's Ministry of Agriculture remains highly implicated in the implementation of IFAD's strategy plan for 2019-2024, and the results are already evident thus far.
In the rice sector, the project founded by IFAD has permitted to our country to reduce the rice import for more than 10 to 15%. This is very important. And concerning the second project, we have succeeded to install more than 1,500 entrepreneurs who are working now and helping to increase the production in the agricultural sector. And the most important is the employment that are created, because apart from the entrepreneur himself, we have noticed that most of these projects, most of these enterprises are recruiting 2 or 3 persons. It means that the results are very satisfied, and we are very happy for that.
But the success of the projects are faced with challenges such as climate change, and for this reason the Ministry of Environment remains a key partner.
There are several issues that affect agriculture in Cameroon, not only in Cameroon, in the continent at large, understanding that agriculture plays a very important role in a nation. Climate change is one of them, of course, and we understand we're working closely with the ministry in charge of the environment to put up ways and methods to combat this through the project. We want to employ the necessary funds or able to exploit the necessary funds that have been available through this ministry to deploy them to the projects, either PATFA or the other projects that are coming up on the IFAD portfolio, to be able to combat everything that has to do with the climate change. There are new forms of technology in terms of production. There are new ideas coming in terms of handling agricultural products, be it the rice farms or be it the onion farms, so that they should not be drastically affected by the climate.
Even though satisfied with results so far, IFAD will need to mobilize more funds going forward.
Le challenge qu'on a au jour d'aujourd'hui, c'est de pouvoir réfléchir tous ensemble sur la reconstitution des fonds de l'IFAD.
The major challenge we have today is to mobilize for the reconstitution of IFAD funds. We need funds that can cover the period 2019 to 2024.
Nous avions pu sur 2019-2020.
We succeeded to mobilize funds for 2019-2020, and for 2021, we have already mobilized about 47 million euros. We need at least 100 million euros for IFAD 12, with the contribution of the government, which can permit us to accompany young people who remain a key target, not leaving out women.
Et il s'agira aussi ensemble avec le gouvernement de pouvoir mener un certain nombre d'études qui permettent.
The government also has to conduct a number of studies which will permit the appreciation of the results attained. Once deliberations were over a year at Bonanjo Douala, it was time to go down to the field to appreciate some ongoing projects. First up, Bomono Bwambenge in the Mongo division of the Littoral region. Here, the team met with a young and vibrant entrepreneur, a proud protege of the PEA Jeune Program, who was involved in piggery farming. But first, a brief exchange with the delegation.
FIDA has accompanied several youths in their project, and for that we thank them. I want to also thank our coaches who have been there every step of the way, from training to how we manage our enterprise. I didn't have technical know-how, but today I am proud of myself.
There are many reasons why young people should be implicated into agriculture, but perhaps the most strategic is to ensure continuity. To boost the second generation agriculture, we need young people. Our parents are aging, and we need the generation of young people who can pick up the relay baton and ensure food security. And it was time for Ebonge Daniel to give the team a ride of his piggery farm.
I started this activity in the month of February without all the necessary equipment, but as you can see today, I have piglets ready for sale.
J'ai choisi l'activité parce que déjà l'idée du projet, je vous ai dit, ça vient de mes parents.
I chose this domain because my parents practiced agriculture, and I later on realized agriculture is worth the investment. I encourage the youth to get into it, but encourage them to first of all love the domain, because it is only when you love something that you can excel.
Quand vous avez l'amour de l'activité, vous pouvez en faire. Le soutien de FIDA m'a beaucoup aidé parce que j'ai monté un projet de 3 millions.
The support I got from FIDA helped me a lot. I started a project of 3 million francs CFA, but I had just 10%. FIDA gave me 40%, which helped me have some funds to launch my project with the necessary equipment.
acheter le matériel et les porcelaines. Ce que je peux dire aux jeunes, c'est d'aimer ce qu'on veut faire.
My message to the young people is they should have passion in whatever they want to do.
Et de bien faire le choix.
Next up, we met with 32-year-old Osangedi Epo Jean-Marc, who is involved in pepper and plantain cultivation. Epo Jean will later give his delegation a tour of his 6-hectare farm. He started off just looking for a daily bread, what will metamorphose into a full-blown enterprise.
Je fais partie de la cohorte 5.2.
I am a proud product of the cohort 5.2 PEA Jeune Program. I benefited from starting capital, and today I am into the production and commercialization of fresh pepper.
No matter their success stories, climate change remains a menace to farmers. Be it changing season and unpredictable rainfall, climate change is real for farmers in Cameroon. But how can farmers adapt and be more resilient?
Il est important de soulever ici la notion de semences résilientes.
Farmers need to endeavor to use improved seedlings which are resilient and adaptable to the changing climate.
C'est vrai, il y a ce qu'on appelle le dérèglement des saisons.
It is true, farmers can no longer master the seasons. In the past, our grandparents knew exactly when rains will come, both for the big and the small season.
C'est des conséquences, n'est-ce pas, des changements climatiques.
But because of global warming, all this is no longer certain. The National Observatory Network for Climate Change under the Ministry of Environment publishes weather forecasts which permits farmers to know when the rain will come and thus when to plant.
Qui aide les agriculteurs à savoir quand est-ce que les pluies sont annoncées.
After the field visit, it was a feeling of satisfaction for the visiting team.
Le président de la République a parlé de la terre qui ne trompe pas.
The 2 young people whose projects we have seen today goes to confirm the old adage reiterated by the President of the Republic. The soil doesn't fail. You can see for yourself how the plantains are doing well. You also have seen pepper on the ground. We earlier saw another entrepreneur with big pigs. We can only be satisfied from what we have just seen, and we encourage PEA Jeune to continue in supporting young people and rural development.
En maintenant les jeunes dans l'agriculture et le développement rural.
By putting young people at the forefront of development, we would have succeeded in fighting against rural exodus, fight against youthful misconduct, and young people have proven to us that Cameroon can be autonomous in terms of food production.
We have visited, 2 entrepreneurs that is being handled by PEA Jeune, the project to promote youth entrepreneurship through the partnership we have with IFAD and Cameroon in the financing that was signed some time ago, to make sure that we all understand that this financing coming to Cameroon is really practical. We think that is something to encourage. Like the head of state mentioned, agriculture is a kind of a bedrock in our society, in the country, and that with youths get involved and the citizens of Cameroon get involved, we are sure of a great transformation in the agricultural sector.
Entrepreneurs kickstart their projects. These farmers also need help in terms of valorizing their value chain of their agropastoral products, what associations like PLANOFAC are here for.
PLANOFAC is a national platform of professional agropastoral organizations. We accompany organizations and help them work in groups in line with their value chain. We have effectively accompanied producers of rice and onions, structuring them into real enterprises.
Les jeunes sont une composante importante de notre organisation.
The youths have an important role to play in the food production chain, especially as the population is aging. They have to pick up the relay baton in terms of leadership. As the team leaves for their base, they could be certain of one thing: that agriculture, if well valorized, could be the future.